You are here to create the world that you want to live in. You have the same power that created this beautiful world within you. If you feel insignificant, if you feel powerless, it's time for you to wake up, look in the mirror, and see God. What is up, YouTube? It's Jenny Aline, and I want to talk a little bit about the baby and Danny Lay situation. Now, I am not at all into celebrity gossip, but I felt like this could be a little teaching moment. So I'm just going to share my thoughts and my opinions, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing anyone. These are just my observations, so I'm just going to share my thoughts about what I feel is going on in these relationships. Now, about these relationships, guys, the most healing but hardest pill to swallow is understanding that the type of relationships we attract has everything to do with our frequency. Now, there's a lot that plays a part in determining our overall frequency, but it's our subconscious mind and those unhealed wounds and traumas that makes up about 80% of our frequency. So, therefore, it's sending the strongest signal out just so it can be exposed and healed. So that is what's bringing your relationship partners to you, your unhealed traumas and those subconscious thoughts and feelings that you've not exposed yet. So, of course, you're going to attract some toxicity in your life, but what's happening is instead of us healing each other from it, we're destroying each other. So it's like, at what point do you take full responsibility of what's going on in your subconscious and what's going on with those unhealed traumas that's got you repeatedly putting out that toxic energy? You see, it's so easy nowadays, it's unhealthy and more disempowering than anything to continue to play the victim and cry narcissistic abuse when a lot of times, some of these women attract these narcissistic men to expose, identify, and heal their own narcissism. So I feel like what's going on with some of these narcissists is I feel that they are born empaths. And then, of course, when you're born into a family, you are wounded. Something happens and you are wounded. So you become a wounded empath. And so, empathic people, we soak up everything around us. We soak up those negative emotions, and it can make you feel unsafe around people, always absorbing their negative emotions. Your father's negativity, your mom's negativity, their stress. You're just taking it all in, and you feel really unsafe because you feel like you're responsible. And so you're a wounded empath and you then become a people pleaser just to keep yourself safe. You have a stressed out mom, then you want to do whatever it is you can to keep her happy because that's how you feel safe. And so after that, after being a wounded empath, you then take on a role of a codependent. And that is, just doing backhand things that's not so healthy for either party to get your needs met. And so you can be dealing in a codependent relationship for years and years and years. And it's a form of manipulation, just doing things like trying to heal him, trying to save him to get your needs met when really you're not meeting your needs or his needs. That's codependence. You might be with a alcoholic and the whole time you are saving him because you need to be with him to be safe, but you're not safe with the alcoholic. That's codependent. So after years of being in a relationship like that, you're kind of drained. You lost yourself with a man that made you feel unsafe and made you feel like you had to do things in order to keep yourself safe that you didn't necessarily want to do. So to take your power back, you take on the narcissistic role. You're in your narcissistic phase. And so a lot of times women get stuck there. They never evolve past that point. And that's what I feel like has manifested now. Just a group of narcissistic men and women started off as, pure, positive, empathic people, turned into the wounded empath, became codependent, maybe started out as a loving relationship. You both weren't getting your needs met and you were just in this codependent, toxic cycle. You felt very disempowered, and to get your power back, you took on the narcissistic role. And a lot of people are stuck in this role. And I feel like it is a frequency higher from being codependent, but you cannot get stuck there. You have to evolve out of this narcissistic role, guys. But first, you have to identify your narcissism. You have to know, what you're doing, how you're treating your partner, how you're treating people around you is narcissistic. And so now with Danny Lay and the baby, you have a very insecure man that feels very powerful, manipulating women around him. You see, he feels very confident and powerful, having beautiful women fighting over him. Constant source of supply, just going back and forth, leaving women confused and always focused on him to get that mental supply or energy from women. Guys, you know what I'm talking about, and it's happening. And so we have this very powerless, insecure woman that feels validated because she now has this famous rapper that chose her to escape his evil baby mom. That, of course, is not really evil. It's just all manipulation, right? So she's gassed up now, right? A yellow bone is what he wanted. But then she's in this situation having absolutely no empathy for what the other woman could be going through and no emotional intelligence that tells you, you're being manipulated. Like, hey, he's doing the same thing to the mother of his child. He's hurting her, and she's not asking herself, why am I fighting her? It's the desperation to be chosen. They're bringing babies into this world back and forth because it's just a big competition to win against the other woman. Not because he's a real prize. These men never are. Until they can evolve past this narcissistic phase, they never are. Any man that puts you in this competition is not a prize at all. So you have these women that are so insecure and so wounded, they see each other as the enemy. In order to feel better about themselves, they need to see each other lose. That's the only way for them to feel better. They cannot regulate their emotions. They have to be destructive. They can only see the women as the enemy. They're too self-absorbed. They're not aware enough. They think they have this magical vagina that's going to change him. They're self-absorbed. They think they are something special. They're not aware enough to realize that the main enemy is within themselves and laying right next to the bed with them. And so they'll both leave these relationships, both the man and the woman, feeling like victims, without ever seeing how they were both destructive to themselves. They will go on and on after relationship, feeling bitter, even more narcissistic, and more destructive, guys. And this is our cycle. In these little love triangles, all three of them are one and the same, but they will never see their own darkness. They are always pointing the finger outward. And I'm saying they, but we've all been in these situations. You cannot lie. We've all been in toxic situations like this. But this is our cycle. And you always point the finger outward. It's her. It's him. But no, it's me. It's my subconscious. It's my unhealed wounds that I'm projecting outward. But you're too self-absorbed to realize it's you, and it's always been you, and it will always be you until you can see that it's you. And guys, this is no shade. Every soul on this earth has darkness that needs to be faced. That's what shadow work is. That's in fact why we are even here, to evolve up the frequency scale. But that means looking at your own darkness, accepting it, and evolving those traits, because we are alchemists. You see, we've always been our own devil, and we will never evolve out of these toxic cycles if we continue to only see the dark in everyone else but ourselves. So yeah, guys, I hope this helped you out, just knowing what could be going on in your situation possibly. I could go deeper. I could take a deeper dive, guys. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Feel free to reach out if you need some one-on-one conversation, any questions, concerns. You can reach out to me personally on my Facebook or my email, and I'll drop that as well. So yeah, hopefully this helps you out, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.